give me fire, give me that which I desire.
It is, of course, one of NASCAR's oldest racing venues. It's dubbed the Lady in Black, and today we'll see who can tame the track too tough to tame. Welcome to South Carolina, welcome to Darlington, and welcome to the High Tide Racing League MF Racing Designs Premier Series. My name's Little Ramble alongside Chris Hannigan. We're bringing you all the racing action from start to finish from the Lady in Black. Chris, this racetrack is one of NASCAR's most infamous racetracks. It was facing closure in the early 2000s when an absolutely monumental race in 2003 saved that racetrack, and it has since then been dubbed as one of the crown jewel races in all of NASCAR. To win here means something, and that's going to mean a lot to these drivers this afternoon.
It's hard to imagine when you really think about it, Nolan. This is such a great racetrack. It's been on the schedule forever. Produces great racing year in and year out, and it's really one of the few NASCAR tracks where you race the track more than you're racing the cars around you. I can't wait to see what happens. It's round 8 of the championship here for the Hot Tod Racing Series, and yeah, listen, I'm excited, man. Darlington, what a track. Let's do it.
Championship standings entering racing action here this afternoon. Dalton Kilroe has taken over the points lead from Brian Dees in the number 2 spot. Michael Thorpe Jr. back in third right now. 3 spots separated by only 8 points, 6 points, sorry, and it's another 4 back to Sean Williams to round out the top 10. Of course, one Tony Hilbrand's had that suspension from last week, and as such, he has dropped all the way back to 22nd with not being able to collect any points from last week's race. It's going to be a hard task for that 22 car to get himself into a shot where he can go for the championship later on in the season now.
Yeah, a few drivers moving up, though. I mean, Benjamin Lacey with that win last week pushed him up to 7th. I think he's up 4 spots now. Drivers like Aaron Smith, missed last week, and he's down out of the top 10, down in 11th now. So a little bit of shuffling up through the grid. Got lots of racing left to go in the season, obviously. 22 races on the calendar. We're only on week 8, so we are getting into the second, third phase here of the season. But yeah, very tight up front. Hopefully it stays that way throughout the season.
Well, it stayed all that way all throughout last season as well. I see no reason why it should be changing anytime soon, especially one of the most competitive seasons this league has ever had in their very short tenure, admittedly. Over 20 cars, meanwhile, have finished up qualifying. We're just in the last few seconds of warm-up here. Chris, talk us through some of the nuances of this racetrack. It's got one of the narrowest quote-unquote racing surfaces that you can find out there, although technically you can use all the Concord as the racing surface, but banking tends to be the place to be.
Yeah, banking's where you want to be. I mean, the racing line is very narrow. Since they put the safer barrier on there, you've lost a couple feet up near the wall. Used to kind of scrub that. I've been running this track in Sims for as long as I can remember, man. It's as tough as it's always been. For some reason, in these cars tonight, I've been watching turn 2. It seems like the trouble spot. That's where you're the fastest exit on the track. Cars getting a lot of oversteer, getting loose off that corner. Seems like the setup's got a little bit of looseness in it tonight. It's a hard track to get a fixed setup that's stable on both ends of the racetrack, because turns 1 and 2 a little bit faster than turns 3 and 4. I mean, back in my day, those used to be reversed, but they changed the start-finish line here, I guess about, more than 10 years ago now, but it seems like still yesterday for me. But you know what's interesting about this track, now, if you look at this view right here, you can barely see it over on the right. Well, now it's gone, but you know the reason why one of these corners is smaller than the other one? You ever seen that before?
I believe I know what you're talking about, but refresh my memory.
Yeah. So turns 1 and 2 are bigger than 3 and 4, and the reason why is when they built the track back in the 50s, I think, or the 40s, the owner of the property said, yeah, you can build a racetrack here, you just can't touch my duck pond. So there's a duck pond outside of turn, I guess it's turn 4 now. There's a pond there, and yeah, that's why the track is not symmetrical. But that's what gives it its character today. That's why it's so hard to build a setup that's stable on both sides. And that's what makes Darlington amazing, and that's why we're here tonight.
And it's going to be a very difficult task for 25 cars to overcome it this afternoon. Aaron Smith on the pole with a 29.273. Michael Thorpe Jr. alongside him on the front row, running an old Wendell Scott throwback scheme. 094 off the mark. Benjamin Lacey only 3 time behind him on row number 2 alongside Dalton Kilroe. Dustin Pink is in 5th with Austin Edstrom making the jump from broadcast booth to the driver's seat, as the guy that was with me all throughout season 1 will be alongside us now on the track. On row number 3, Sean Williams is 7th, Sam Baumgarten in 8th, Scott Shire 9th, Brian Dees rounds out the top 10.
On the inside of row number 6, you got Hunter Lagunas outside row 6, Ty Marasco. At 13th, you got Matthew Chastain. Tony Hilbrand returns to the circuit in 14th. 15th will be Michael Keithley. 16th, David Lakey. 17th, Tanner Marr. 18th, Jonathan Canfield. 19th, Larry Bell. Rounding out row number 10, John Osborne. Row 11 will be Nick Osipek and Connor Gibson. Michael Ashmore, Bob Berry 24th. And rounding out your 25-car field here today at Darlington is Mr. Paul back in the back.
Paul Satmary bringing up the rear. Right now, 25 cars are on the grid. 19 have set times this afternoon.
Seeing some interesting connection issues here, by the way. You mentioned Ostrom on the Austin on the track. He had a connection drop right before the warm-up here. He's back on track. We have another car, Sam Baumgartner, disconnect and reconnect. So I hope everybody's all right as we get ready to take the green flag here.
Sam Baumgarten and Hunter Lagunas, 2 drivers that qualified, 2 drivers that will not be on the grid this afternoon as they'll be starting their races from pit road with those tech problems. Race car is off. Time to see which one of these drivers can tame the Lady in Black. They'll work their way to the restart zone. From Darlington Raceway, it's go, go, go in South Carolina. Off of turn number 4, the Aaron Smith, the winner of the last race here, to take that run to the green flag. Sam Baumgarten just now leaving pit road. He is working the back straightaway as he tries to get himself up and rolling. So far, critically, still on the lead lap and still with a good chance to try to get some moves going. Here comes Thorpe with the throwbacks. He's looking to make a move behind Chastain, spinning around hard to the inside wall. Back up into traffic. Cautions out for the first time tonight.
That's the trouble spot off turn 2. That's what we're telling you. It's going to be a messy corner back there, especially with these tires. They got to get some heat in them. And I think actually even when you get a little bit more wear on the tires, you're not carrying as much speed off that corner. The car's a lot simpler to control, but you got to get there. You got to survive the first 5-10 laps here as you get a good look of Matthew Chastain coming off turn 2. You're on the big pedal. You're on the loud pedal. There's the rear end breaking loose. Little overcorrection, high-five the wall on the way by, and all the way to the inside wall. Remember, no fast repairs anymore in this racing series. So that car is going to be crippled for the rest of the night. It happens that quick.
That's a very vicious hit that he took into the inside wall. Take another look. Overcorrect.
Just a slight wiggle in that thing. I mean, he didn't even overcorrect. He just kind of straightened it back out, and it just shot to the wall.
How about this?
Rather unfortunate. What's going on here? Oh, you know why?
Several cars.
This is going to be fuel only, I'm betting. The projected fuel window here, Nolan, is 44 to 46 laps. It's a 150 lap race. So any chance you have to shorten that window down, you're going to do it. And I mean, why not? Go ahead and get him in. Just run some laps. I'm not expecting to see anybody. Oh, Thorpe missed his pit stop.
Big mistake.
Is he going to lose? We lose one spot for sure. I think he's only going to lose one.
He'll stop the bleeding there, but Smith, Lacey, Thorpe, Dees, Canfield, Osborne, Satmary, Osipek, Ashmore, all to the pit road. And Osipek and Ashmore, they're in for a long time. They're getting damage repairs, I think, taking advantage of an early caution here. You know who this really helps out here, though? Sam Baumgarten. Remember, he was only just barely clinging on to the lead lap, having to enter the game late here this afternoon. Now, that caution has just put him back into the fight. He's on to the lead lap, and he is only 7 spots back from where he started as well. That's not bad, considering he would have been down in 24th before this yellow and almost a whole lap behind the field.
Oh yeah, he got lucky. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's the play you want to make right there. I mean you can't ask for anything more than that. You're back in the race. Everything's good. How about Austin Edstrom up there to the top 3, 4 laps into this race? What a good-looking race car. I love that. Good to see him on track. Get to return some of the favor he gave me in the beer league. So I look forward to that as the night goes on. But look at just a little wiggle, man. not even really like really much. But that's, I mean, these cars are hard to. I mean, they're hard to drive through turn 2 like that. They're super loose. You gotta tiptoe, man. This car's got a lot of power. A lot of power.
It's weird how that car kind of rebounded off the inside wall. That looked like a very uncharacteristic snap, considering how flat that wall is. It almost acted like he had hit a wall that was jutting out a little bit. So I have to keep an eye on that if somebody else goes spinning off there.
Honestly, I've seen that at this track. When I was in the next gen car here last season, I saw that happen a few times. Because he kind of got that same bounce off the outside wall. He shot him all the way down the inside. So something about this track and the rebound physics could lead to some pinball type action here.
And a good thing to note as well, Chastain did not come down to pit road. So he's still out there with a very wounded race car. We'll get set to go back to green flag racing, this time by back into the Geico restart zone. Green flag's out. We'll try it again. Dalton Kilrow with a good launch over the rest of the field.
Kilrow got a massive launch there in the turn 1. He's going to tuck in Dustin Ping behind. Edstrom's going to tuck in P3. Single file up through the top 6 through turns 1 and 2. A little bit stacking up behind further back as the likes of Smith and Thorpe are kind of catching up those slower cars already. How much patience do you have as you got to work back through this field? Remember, these tires are cold. It's going to be hard to get grip here. Side by side through 3 and 4, looking at Bumgarner and Barry right there, side by side, coming off turn 4. They're going to settle back down single file on the front straightaway.
Good drive there for the top runners. Dalton Kilrow may have gotten away well off the hitch, but Dustin Ping has quickly run that Team MFRD number 41 car back down to the Ping Precision Auto Glass number 81 Chevy Camaro. Ooh. Making tracks behind. Look out, Tannermar.
It's loose out there. That's the second lap. This is when these cars are going to be really squirrely. You got to tiptoe them. Drive it like a dirt car out there right now. Don't let it come around. If you do, you're going to hit something really hard, really fast.
And now driving deep at a turn numbers 1 and 2. Dustin Ping straight to the point. He's going to take one spot away for Dalton Kilrow. The 87 of Austin Edstrom still chasing down the field, while the 41 and the 81 car now are in lockstep as they rip it back down towards turn numbers 3 and 4.
A lot of cool camera angle right there. The drone shot. Love to see it. Now, there's a line here on the outside of 3 and 4. You're seeing it right there being run by Bob Barry. He's running that high lane. I like that lane here at Darlington, and you can get a massive run off the corner if you do it right. Just takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of car control. 1 and 2 here, you definitely want to kind of arc it up, off the bottom, up against the wall, get back on the power, get off the power, bring it back down. A little bit harder to run the high lane there. You see Barry almost slap the wall on the way by. What a great racetrack. I love this track.
We were talking about it before, right? These races tend to go one of two ways. They're caution fests or they're almost clean running start to finish. The big question right now, what type of race are we going to have this afternoon? One caution on just the second lap does not bode well. Dustin Ping trying to open up a gap. There you see Matthew Chastain, who did end up coming down to pit road on lap 4. So he did actually pit under that caution, and he had just, boy, look at that right front. I mean, that thing is tore up. I don't know why he thought that car was good to come back out onto the racetrack unless he's had another hit.
I mean, doing the best you can, I guess, right? You just got to try to get it to the end. As did he just park it? Oh, he towed it. Yeah, wasn't quite working out. So yeah, field back running. Got a battle here between Lakey. Is that Lakey and Shire I'm looking at here?
No, that's Lakey and Keithley. Yeah, Michael Keithley changing up colors, running the little Office Depot scheme this afternoon.
Like to see it. Like to see it. So yeah, I think right now you're kind of settling in. Yeah, you got the newness, you got the shine off the tires. The cars are still hard to drive off 2 and off 4. Side by side, 2x2 in the turn 1 here. That could get spicy. But they all survived. His 53 and Bumgarner there's going to slide up in between Gibson and Lakey. Look into the eyes of Sam Bumgarner there. Bumgarner. I keep calling him Bumgarner. Bumgarner. Sorry, Sam. Down in turn 3, he's going to run the high lane here as he's under threat from the inside. Actually, that was him going to the inside of David Lakey right there. But Bumgarner on the move toward the front, trying to rebuild and rework his way up, and that's what he's doing. Slowly marching back up toward the front.
I think he's pissed that he didn't manage to start this race where he wanted to up at the 8th spot, and he is looking to take this field by the horns this afternoon. Look as well at Connor Gibson trying to open up the door down the inside of the Zero Foxtrot Motorsports number 84. Didn't work out for him. Now Thorpe charge to the inside. Michael Thorpe Jr. pitted on lap 3 for a fuel-only stop. Missed the mark and lost the spot to Benjamin Lacey. He has since taken that spot back, and now he is trying to get himself back up into the top 10.
What you got to do, you got to work your way up toward the front. Everybody's kind of, again, you're racing the track here more than anything else. So you're kind of settling in, find your rhythm, find your pace, click off some laps. You got a long way to go in this race tonight. So no point getting super uber aggressive. You're not going to see a whole lot of side-by-side racing here. You guys are going to make the pass, kind of settle back in, almost like road course style, where you make the move and kind of get back in your lane a little bit. The track is just not wide enough to really do side-by-side. Now, when the cars have worn tires, you'll actually see more racing than you would if they have fresh tires, because I think typically when the tires are worn down, you're not going as fast. The cars are a little bit easier to lean on a little bit. When you got fresh tires, there's so much speed in these race cars. It's a little more nerve-wracking to go flat out around the racetrack, but you can spin it a lot faster too.
It's right now one of the tighter battles on the racetrack. We got another one up the road. Sam Baumgarten quickly catching Michael Keithley and trying to see if he can't make that look as Keithley hugging the inside of the racetrack through 1 and 2. No room for Sam Baumgarten and the TSP Mustang to get an in. He'll remain in lockstep where he's at for the time being, but you can tell that Michael Keithley still not too content with sitting where he's at. Oh boy, Baumgarten catching the outside wall. Got to be careful of that.
Just a kiss, that's all. Everything's fine. Just kind of making sure it's there. You're going to get those. Those are called Darlington stripes. Typically get them in the middle of the quarter, but coming off the quarter counts too. Why not?
Or mid-corner, so long as it's wall contact with the side of the car.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of a touch. You might get another one right there going through the corner. You're going to run that kind of high lane. There's a high lane there in 3 and 4, and even way back in the day on iRacing, they actually, I think before we went to like the next gen dynamic tracks, they actually artificially boosted the grip on the outside of 3 and 4 at Darlington to make it grippier. And it led to some interesting like qualifying laps as guys like ringing the wall out there. It was weird. But anyway, up front, or toward the front, is Michael Thorpe Jr. as he takes a look on the inside of David Lakey. Can't slide up there. Lakey's still there. That's going to compromise the corner. Now Lakey's going to be getting looked under the inside as my timing goes a little haywire there. That was awkward. Sorry. And then, yeah, Lakey's getting passed now by Benjamin Lacey, actually. Going to slide up last week's race workout.
And a good drive there for Benjamin Lacey, the first and so far only driver with double digits in the win column. A little fun fact for you, did you know there's only been 7 repeat winners in all of HTRL history? Considering we're in their 3rd season and they have, around 20-ish race seasons, that's an impressive number to only have 7 repeat winners and only 1 with double digits. I think that really speaks to the level of fierce competition that is in this league.
Absolutely. That's a great stat. Oh, look at Edstrom. Edstrom's going to move up to 2nd place as he takes over from Dalton Kilroe there. Now he got a big wiggle off the corner though, as Kilroe is going to push him down the front straightaway. Not going to try to make the move back into 1 and 2. But here's the thing: what are y'all doing to your tires? How hard is everybody running? And you look up front, Dustin Ping now is a full second down the racetrack. These tires will go off quick. Once they hit that cliff, they're going to fall off hard. We'll see who's been saving them versus who's been running them. Maybe you're seeing people like Kilroe right now starting to fall back, trying to save his tires for the entirety of his fuel run, which, by the way, we're only about halfway through the fuel run. Tap on the inside. That's going to send Hilbrands down. Lots of room down there to recover from. Looks like everybody's going to survive another day, but yeah, 2 cars washing up into 1 right there. That'll happen coming off the corner. You got to be careful. Good save from Hilbrand.
Off of turn 2, down the Boeing backstretch. Shire, Keithley, Baumgarten, all under a blanket now. The 35, the 4, the 89, and the 53. Packed up, Linus Stern for 6th through 9th place. A 4-car scrap as they work their way down the back chute. There goes Scott Shire making that look to the inside, and Shire punches himself into the top 5.
Man, you got to be careful. Sean Williams there trying to back off, let him through. It almost got double snuffed here coming up from Keithley, looking up the inside now. Not going to get the move done. That's going to watch Bumgarner on the back of all three of these guys. You got four cars in a line working down, and that you'll see that a lot too. You'll see guys let off trying to let the guy take the move.
Boy.
Before he gets to the corner. You see Bumgarner looking for a lane on the outside there. He's going to close up. But yeah, you'll see him let off. Like right here, maybe it's 34 of Thorpe. He's not going to let off though and let Lacey by. These two are racing hard. But when you got cars behind you like that, you'll back up into another guy, and the guy leads to this awkward situation where everyone's like, "No, after you," going into the corner. It can lead to some pretty serious wrecks that way.
You see
Aaron Smith working like in front.
Yeah, Aaron Smith fighting his way back to 13th. Now, the number 70 car here, he is the last winner that we had at the Darlington Raceway back in the Gen 4 series. And that was one of the wildest finishes in HTRL history. He and Michael Thorpe Jr. were beaten and banging off of turn number 4 like it was the 2003 finish all over again between Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch. And Aaron Smith was just able to hang on, and that was while both he and Thorpe were quite literally crashing across the start-finish line with only about half a nose between them. It was an absolutely wild finish, and it could very well have been a championship-implicated one because after that race, Thorpe missed out on the Final Four. Oh, look out! Hillbrand's up into the wall! Right rear hook by Dalton Kilroe.
They tried to watch up. There was a car there, unfortunately, and he kind of got hooked into the wall. So they're both going to survive. No yellow. But that was a case of Thorpe kind of running his way. Was it Thorpe or Hillbrand? I'm sorry, I missed it. It was Kilroe. Yeah, so Kilroe's going to be, he's going to run.
Kilroe was clutching.
Oh, and he kind of got, yeah. It's tight out there, man. I don't, they were both kind of doing everything they could to race. I mean, just run out of room. Unfortunately, I don't know who got the worst of that. Oh, behind Thorpe, big save off the corner. Did he say he did save it? Holy moly, he drifted that thing through the entire turn 2 right there. Unbelievable.
And while that was going on, Austin Edstrom took the lead. So everything is kicking off all of a sudden. Let's take a look first. This is the pass for the race lead. Payne just had a bad run off of turn number 2. He lifted way early. He gave that one up strategically to let Austin Edstrom take that spot away. And now we'll try to get a look on what happened to Thorpe here.
Thorpe, oh yeah, do it from there. That's a great shot. Watch the drift here. He's going to have a little bit of contact right there. There's the double.
Yeesh.
Look at the drift. Unbelievable.
He's been trying to get saves in. At this point, I'm convinced he's doing it on purpose. He's trying to get another league spotlight like he did in Martinsville, where he drifted through all of turns 3 and 4 without hitting the darn thing. He's been trying to recreate that moment, I feel like, ever since he had that almost a year ago. You got to do something that's just as impressive, though. A little save like that won't cut it, but hey, that was still well held from the number 34.
Absolutely. You know, you mentioned something. I think it was Kilroe you mentioned earlier. Clutching. Remember, the fuel window here is not quite to the 3rd race distance, so clutching's not a bad idea. If someone's taking a peek, you want to let them go, save a little bit of gas. If you save 2 or 3 laps here, you can save an entire pit stop, especially if you're one of these guys that did not pit on the opening couple laps of this race. So I'm looking at people like Edstrom out front. I wonder if he's just going to go and balls to the wall here, and just full throttle, while these other guys starting to save a little bit. I don't know.
Benjamin Lacey already trying to open up another door to the inside of Michael Thorpe Jr. Can't make the look up the road. Sam Bumgarner now trying to attack Tony Hillbrands. No dice.
I'm starting to notice a lot of these guys actually clutching in the turn 1. I've seen it from Kilroe. I've seen it from a few other guys. I think the fuel save game is already underway. Now, yellows will throw all that out the window, but right now, if the laps run as they are planned, it's gonna be tight. So
I
think it's a good strat.
There are packed up here. Sean Williams is holding all of these guys up.
There's Bumgarner right there, right? He's kind of leading the way. And it's Hillbrand's there in the 92, right? So that's going to be... I mean, who's holding who up here? Is it really going to be... Is it Sean Williams, or is kind of Williams?
I feel like it is, because, I mean...
He's got a little bit of a gap.
He's only 2 tenths ahead of Hillbrands, though. Hillbrands hasn't been able to get around him. You can drive up to him, but he can't get by him. Shire's pulling
Yeah.
away.
How patient is Bumgarden going to be here, though? You know, if really, I mean, if Hilbrands is getting held up here, Bumgarden can make the move. Got a big run off of turn 2. He's going to, he turned him.
No! Again, Hilbrand slaps the wall big time coming off of turn 2.
No
Did he
yellow.
have help there?
Oh, yeah, he got hit. That was, he got turned. I mean, I don't think it was intentional, but I think it looked like it looked like Bumgarden was trying to make the move. Hilbrand may have thrown the block and got turned. That's what I saw live. I got to go back and see a replay of it, but I think, yeah, look at Bumgarden's going to have a run off the corner. He's going to go low, and Hilbrand throws the block. If we get a look at it from another angle, maybe you'll see it a little clearer there, but. So Bumgarden's going to have the run. Watch, he's got the run. He's going to go low.
I don't think that was a block. I think he got a little loose because I think Bumgarden did the same. I think they both just got loose. That's all that was.
Wow. Either way, it ended up with Hilbrand in the wall, unfortunately. Wonder how crippled that car is now. He's drifting down the order here, down to all the way to 13th, continuing to fall back. That car's got to have some damage on the chassis. Wow. But that's coming out, again, turn 2, that's that trouble spot, right? You get loose coming off that corner, you kind of wash off the wall a little bit as the car kind of gathers itself up. But I think Bumgarden was going for the move, and you know, whether it's getting loose or what, I mean, Hilbrand was still there in front of him. Not excusing, you know, not saying it's Hilbrand's fault, because you got to be responsible for the front of your car, but yeah, man, that'll happen. Get a little spicy up here near Michael Keithley now as well. It's Michael Thorpe Jr. and Dalton Kilrow are all over. Matter of fact, they're going to freight train by, and Aaron Smith's going to go by as well. I saw that out the window over here. The train of the top 3 of Thorpe, Smith, and Kilrow here, slowly working their way back up to the front. Remember, they've got a little extra fuel in that car. I say we're coming up to the pit window here in the next 10 laps here, no?
And already we're almost a third of the way through this race. I remember, I mean, you entered this and you were taking a little look. You were taking a little look at the lap here. You were saying, wow, that's a long race. And I was saying, if it goes green, it goes by quick. And already we're only, what, 12 laps away from lap 50. And we haven't even been at this for only about 20 minutes or so. I mean, this race, it flies by if you can get some green flag races in. I do think it's a bit weird, right? I mean, this track, it's compared so much to a mile and a half, but it's really not. It's nowhere close to a mile and a half. It's only about a mile and a quarter. It's significantly shorter. The only track you remotely compare it to is the Nashville Super Speedway, which is only about a tenth of a mile longer, and it races a lot more like a mile and a half than this track ever did.
I don't think there's any track on the calendar races like this track. This track is so unique. It's not, you can't compare it to a mile and a half. You can't compare it to a place like Kentucky.
It's like Dover, right? I mean, like, he really called Dover an intermediate racetrack when it's only a mile and you're lapping there in under 25 seconds.
Yellow.
Caution's out.
See any incidents on the racetrack? Oh, there is, right there.
Yep.
Got a hood detached. Well, that's the yellow. So yeah. So do you pit? I guess you have to, right? I mean,
yeah,
but
no way
you're
you
not.
don't.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. But that throws the entire strat out the window for fuel strategy. Now let's take a look at Osipek. He's right on the inside of the 24 car. Oh, we got right up into the wall, and then he got run over and into the inside wall.
Oh, Ping! Dustin Ping with the legendary wreck avoidance there.
You see how he bounced off that inside wall like we were talking about earlier? He bounced literally all the way back out to the outside of the racetrack. I mean, thankfully for Ping, it was enough for you to get him around. Oof. There's the turn, and then right back across the track.
That had to be a caution there. Like, you can't not throw a yellow for that. Even iRacing would be throwing a yellow for that. And they're notoriously bad for throwing cautions here.
That car was messed up, too. Well, Austin Edstrom leading him down pit road, and he disappears. Oh, he's back. Okay, good. So 4 tires and fuel, I'm sure. Bring it on in.
Up on the jacks. Still not seeing anybody going for anything other than 4 tires and fuel, except for Marasco. Marasco took 2. Only 2 tire stops with the MFRD #1 for Valvoline.
Get that track position. Get that track position there. I like it.
He's not the only one either. Aaron Smith, the last winner, Darlington, taking 2 as well. They're the only 2 drivers to pull that strategy.
Interesting. I wonder what the tire wear. I mean, maybe it's not bad on the left side. You can get away with that. A little extra strat here, a little extra mind games. I don't know, but yeah, Austin Smith's back up toward the front.
Aaron
Lacey's
Smith.
up there.
Or Austin
Aaron Smith. I was reading Austin and saying Aaron Smith. That was. Thanks for the catch there. But yeah, you know, we'll see how it plays out. I'm curious when we go back to green how much grip the folks of like Marasco and Aaron Smith are going to be having here.
This is with Dustin Ping. Hang on.
Oh.
Little contact with Satmary, and honestly, that little check he had when he tagged the back of Satmary, that probably saved him from T-boning the 1 as he slid back up, or the 9 as he slid back up the racetrack. And that is nowhere near Valvoline either. That's racing to science.
It does kind of have the old look of the Mark Martin car.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. When you're at first glance, it's what it looks like. It's a V, but it's upside down.
It reminds me of the old Citgo car. Remember the old Citgo cars, the Wood Brothers cars in the early 90s?
I wasn't alive early enough to get a good view of those. My view of the Wood Brothers, my first view of the Wood Brothers cars comes from Trevor Bain's 2011 500 win.
See, I can't picture that car, but the old Citgo cars look like that one right there.
You can't picture the red and white with little gold lettering?
No.
Come on, man.
What year?
Car.
What year was that?
2011. Was it?
Oh yeah, that's after Earnhardt passed. I quit watching them. So anyway,
I just realized 2011 was 13 years ago. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I feel old. I'm only in my 20s and I already feel old.
It gets better as you get older, I promise.
No.
Aaron Smith coming back in pit
I've fallen
road,
for that trap once. I'm not falling for it again.
Aaron Smith coming. He decided I'm going to take the other 2 tires. What's he doing? Topping off more fuel?
Probably fuel, yeah.
Yeah.
If he does take the 2 left sides, this is going to be the most botched strategy I think that I've ever seen.
How does that work in iRacing? Does that burn a set of tires if you do that?
No, it only counts the set for what the tire you actually swap out.
Nah, you just topping off.
If you took right sides only, you have an extra set of left sides only that you can take later on.
You can't put the left sides on the right side?
No.
Okay.
Well, you can't do that in the real world because the tire compounds are different.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you can't put right. Have you seen what happens when you try to put a left side tire on the right sides? It's a complete mayhem. It's anarchy. You can't do it.
I mean, backside
you can get away with that when you're racing your Formula V at your local road course.
Yeah,
like a big stock short
like,
track. You can't get away with that in these types of cars, though, because they're so finely tuned.
It makes sense. I remember like go-kart racing over there.
Why do you think they're labeled left and right?
Because they gotta. People like to drop things on tires. I don't know. Green flag in the air. Here we go.
The guy can restart zone. We'll get this show back on the road just shy of the 1/3 mark. I can't believe you didn't
Look at this.
That. I'm still in shock at that.
Oh,
look out, Marasco! Forcing Edstrom towards the outside wall. He wasn't having it. And Austin Edstrom to the point.
Whoa.
Lacey, all sorts of sideways out of 2.
Remember, we got fresh tires here. These turn 2 is going to be a little bit trouble. Edstrom having a little bit of internet connection there. Hopefully he doesn't get. He already got disconnected once in warm up. Nice and clean off turn 4. Let's go. No. 81. Dustin Ping's around.
Into the inside wall. No yellow yet. No yellow yet. They're not going to throw it. Single car incident. We'll keep it green. And it's more bad luck for the defending champion.
Let's see if they make it off turn 2 this time. Second lap thoughts a little bit treacherous. Looks like they survived so far. Dustin Ping off turn 4. A little bit of help or...
Yeah, Benjamin Lacey got into him.
Ooh, a little netcode help there actually, it looked like. I don't think Lacey was anywhere near him. Odd. Okay.
Man, Ty Marasco is holding these guys up so bad. Even taking 2 fresh tires, you are still no match for people that took full 4s, and that is being shown right now.
No, he's just, I mean, it's like he's going backwards right now, man. But, I mean, it'll come back to him eventually, but it was fun being up front for a little while. It's good to know for later in the race.
About 4 laps shy of the 1/3 point in this race. Brian D's now looking to get around Ty Marasco. So Marasco's going to continue to drop all the way back, and I think he might be regretting that choice right about now.
Whoa,
Behind
trouble.
Canfield, saves it.
Turn 2. It's a tough spot. Nice save, though. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Marasco getting his Darlington stripe in 3 and 4. I saw that. Going to get passed by Bumgarden there.
That was Hilbrand's. Baumgarten's up in
Hilbrand.
third.
I get those cars mixed up, and I've done it like 3 times tonight. I got to stop. I thought I had paint schemes figured out, but apparently I was wrong. Ooh, I slapped the wall off turn 2 back there. Look at Edstrom up front, just pulling away, running his own race, minding his business. I love it.
Just minding those P's and Q's.
Man, he's got to start minding that electric. The internet bill, though, man. His internet's going in and out like mad. Hopefully,
Yeah.
fingers crossed, he makes it to the end of the race.
Yeah, so long as he's not around anybody, it shouldn't cause a problem. But that might cause problems when he starts to catch lap traffic.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, honestly, if I was second place, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that right now. I'd fall back to this pack right here and just run around here with these guys. It's so distracting if you're trying to race somebody close like that and they're flickering. I mean, it's way more distracting than you, would think it would be, but it's bad. These 4 here looking really sharp through 3 and 4. Nice and clean. Nobody really getting super aggressive. Just running your lines. Going to run down Austin here. And that gap is starting to fall quite considerably, actually. I think he got about like half a second that lap there. Austin, they're coming for you, man. They're coming. Pretty much single file all the way through the field here, Nolan. Looks like everybody's starting to settle down. As I say that, Bumgarden's going to drop back. Under attack from Dalton Kilroe, your championship leader right now. Oh, trouble turn 3, 2 cars in the wall. Going to be Larry Bell and the 16 car of Jonathan Canfield. I looked over, I saw Larry Bell literally flying across the racetrack into the wall. Looked like he may have got some help down the back straightaway right there. And that ended up in the wall. Sure we'll get a replay of it here in a minute. This is Canfield going up the inside.
Yeah, looking for the bottom, drifting up. Just drifted up too quick, I think.
I mean,
Just
I don't know if he's
dumped
looking for the
Bell.
bottom or if he's looking for Bell. What was that? He never even made the corner.
Oh boy, Bell got
That
kicked
don't
up
look-
into the air too.
That don't look good at all.
That's a hard
We get
hit.
another. Can we get an angle on that for maybe from
Hit
Canfield?
him
He hit him
again
again.
after too.
What do we miss here? He just turned him?
Yeah.
He did. He just turned him.
What was that?
He's going to get parked for the night.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll come back and find. I'm trying to go back if I can figure out what happened between those two. That looked pretty juicy.
Yeah, if you find it, let me know.
Unfortunately for Bell, though, holy moly.
I mean, riding on board, wheel doesn't really necessarily turn right. He may have just been kind of sucked in with the draft. And all that does is hurt your own race, and this early on, there's no need for that.
You got lots of room. You could have left right there, but he didn't.
You got to come up to make the corner, or you may as well just break early. It's not easy going side by side around here. We kind of already talked about that earlier this race.
Well, I'm now officially investigating while we're under yellow here.
While you do that, got pit stops underway. Sam Baumgarten was the one that led them down. Taking Kilroe, Thorpe, Gibson, Bob Berry, Ty Marasco, Mary, Smith, Hilbrands, Ping, Edstrom, Canfield, and Ashmore with him. So your former race leader came down pit road as well. Benjamin Lacey will inherit the top spot with Shire, Williams, Keithley, Dees, and Marr for the first 3 rows.
Sorry, Nolan. I'm still trying to. I'm trying to find it. I want to see what happened. I got. Ooh, thought I saw it for a second. That wasn't it. I don't know. I don't know if it. I don't see anything to say that's what happened. Larry Bell has DNF from the race. He's parked it. Said he's done. So unfortunately for Larry, that's a bad way to go out in Darlington tonight. Canfield is still in the pits, and oh, he's serving. Yeah, he's serving. He's getting repairs right now. Nick Osipek also got a meatball flag. He's getting repairs as well. As we look back up front, Lacey, Shire Williams, and the other folks who pitted are down, starting right around 9th place. Yeah, Bumgarden, Kilroe, Thorpe, Gibson. Edstrom's back down to 17th now. Nice little shake up here in the field. But everybody didn't pit this one. So this is an interesting yellow because you're kind of in that spot where, I mean, if you pit and take tires now, you only got one set left for the last 100 laps of the race. It doesn't really make sense to pit and take tires, but I mean, getting fuel is not a bad idea. Always want to have enough fuel here if you can. More fuel is better than not enough fuel every single time.
Lights will go out. We'll have less than 100 laps to go when we take that green flag once again.
Benjamin Lacey up front, Scott Shire, Keithley, Williams, Dees, Marr, Osborne, Lakey, Bumgarden, Kilroe. Top 10. Of course, Benjamin Lacey, last week's race winner. Back at Kentucky. Shire's up there. I don't think Shire's got to win this season, right? He's not. Yeah, he's actually does not. One top 5 so far. They head to 3 and 4. Re-rack him and do it again. 56 laps in the books at Darlington. Restarts have been trouble. Let's see how quickly they can get it single file and underway and look off some more laps here, boys.
Shire, Lacey, off of turn number 4. To the green flag. Oh,
Ooh.
Into the wall already for Keithley right out of the gate.
Like a wheel spin.
Yeah, for sure. He will get back up to speed quickly. He'll only drop to 4th, and that won't cause further issues.
Trying to get settled in behind him. Single file up through the top part of the field. They're going to get single file back around 6th, 7th, 8th place. Looking at the 41 of Kilroe getting past Lakey there. Still 2 by 2 behind them. Need to get it sorted out relatively quickly here if we can. Osborne ahead of Michael Thorpe Jr. Thorpe's going to tuck in behind, and then it looks like Bumgarden's going to tuck in behind them. Meanwhile, up front, you got Shire all over the back of Benjamin Lacey off turn 2.
Looking for the top spot, trying to go round the outside line. It's a bold move. Going to try to size up maybe for an over-under. Closing down under a 1/10 of a second as they hit the front straightaway, but he will lift just a little bit. Can't make that charge back through 1 and 2, but he's still going to be looking for it. Look at how much he closes up mid-quarter. He's got a lot of that good speed. Just got to back it up a little bit more so we can carry that momentum through to the backstretch.
Yeah, it's a timing game here. The track's not wide enough to really go side by side like we said before. You end up bumping somebody doing something kind of wonky. You want to get the run off the corner like this. Here we go. Shire, big run off turn 4. Is he going to get there by the time he gets to turn 1? Looks like the answer is going to be no this time. But if you can get that run off the corner, you can get that massive speed into the corner, overtake them, just get side by side going in. Most of the time, if you do that, the other guy will back out, and you all live to fight another day.
Driving back down into 3 and 4. Does Lacey have some kind of extra momentum?
3 wide.
Here?
3 wide, turn 3. You got Thorpe Jr. running the apron underneath John Osborne.
And down to the inside wall. No yellow yet. Keeping it green, keeping it green. He'll reset, he'll get it rolling.
Wow, 3 wide at Darlington. You never see it, and that's usually why. I don't know. I mean, I can't blame Thorpe. I was watching that battle. He actually went up under the inside of Osborne, and then Osborne went to the inside of somebody else. Next thing you know, we're 3 wide through the corner. See, there they go. I don't think it was intended to be drawn up that way. Thorpe was running the bottom. He was doing everything he needed to do, but
just slid up and got cleaned up by Smith.
Yes, I mean, there's nowhere for Smith to go right there. It's just that's racing. So
they both came to blows for the win the last time we were out here.
Hilbrand's around. He's running the apron through turn 4 right now. He's going to merge back onto the racetrack. He gathered it up in 3 and 4. Didn't see what happened to him, but I just looked up. He was drifting through turn 3 on the apron down there. He get a little bit of help here. He did. Everybody checked up. He gets tagged by...
Great save.
Wow. He got tagged by Ping. Get a little spicy out there as we work lap 63.
Scott Shire trying to see if he's got something in store for that number 7 car.
Felt like we were patient there for the first 40 laps or so, and now it seems like patience kind of getting thrown out the window here. People get a little more assertive, a little more aggressive.
Yeah, no kidding. Lacey's still able to hold on to the top spot. Sean Williams and Michael Keithley still waiting in the wings to try to challenge for spots further up the podium. Keithley trying to break onto the podium altogether. Not far away from the halfway point either in this race. This field quickly separated out. I think we're starting to see a lot of these different strategies really start to have a big say in how this race pans out.
Oh, for sure, right? Top 4 right now are the freshest tires on the racetrack, right? Top 4 are all pitted around lap 40, so they're 25 laps into a run. And then you've got down in 6th and 7th between Kilroe and Gibson. They're both running laps 13 laps older than the top 5. And then from there on down, it's kind of a shuffled deck of pit stops here. Who pitted where? But your top 5 definitely clean. Next, the car's kind of working their way up right now. You've got Tanner Marr down in 8th place. He's working his way toward the front. He's got fresh tires. John Osborne, Lakey. And I thought Edstrom was in that pack as well, but no, he's actually got... Oh my gosh, no, I'm reading this backwards. I am sorry. The guys in the top 5 actually have the oldest tires, and then there are people behind them running them down. I don't know what I'm looking at there. I apologize. Everything I just said, just reverse it.
They might have just wrote this up just to unconfuse people. I was getting confused. I was like, what are you looking at? Because it's not what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Why don't you, go and explain that to me. I'll just, you try it.
Well, there we go. So you got Lacey, Shire, Williams, and Keithley, along with Dees. They have not pitted since, about 20, 30 laps ago. And, everybody, in fact, the guy on the oldest amount of tires, they're all up on about the oldest tires. The only driver that's on the freshest tires is Aaron Smith, and he took them under the last pit stop. The 3 drivers ahead of him that did pit him in the last caution, Kilroe, Gibson, Baumgarten, they took fuel only with 6 or less seconds in the box.
There you go. So, test is coming afterwards. Make sure you take your notes of what the strategies are, because they are all over the place right now. But you're seeing the field start to string out, right? You're getting up toward the last kind of third of the stint for the guys in the top 5. They're going to be doing pit stops here in about 15 laps if we make it that long. Do you take tires? I guess you really have to, right? But if you took a set during that first pit stop, that means you're going to have 1 set left for the last 70 laps of the race. That's a long way to go. A little bit of strategy here from a tire management perspective. I like it. It's like a great distance, long enough to stretch the fuel, stretch the tires. And again, the field is stretching out. You see Aaron Smith move his way up into the top 10, or top 9 now. Actually gets past Tanner Marr.
Hey, he just got around Marr in 3 and 4 the last lap by, quickly trying to run down Sam Baumgarten. You still got Connor Gibson up the road, who's currently leading this bit of a 4-car scrap right now, back in the number 7 spot. Just in front of him, a 3-way fight. Keithley under fire. Brian Dees trying to work his way in a 4th, and Then you got Connie Gibson. Oh, sorry, that's Kilrow trying to get into the top 5 as Keithley gets into the wall.
At Darlington stripe, it'll happen. That's going to let Dees go on by. Kilrow's going to try to make a move off the corner, so you're going to get him cleared by the time we get down to 3 and 4. He will, and he's also going to go ahead and pass Dees while he's there. 2 for 1 in the turn 3. That's an awesome move there by Dalton Kilrow.
And then further behind, Gibson round the outside of Sam Baumgarten trying to make the move as Baumgarten driving to this one deep into turn numbers 1 and 2. Following along, Aaron Smith right behind trying to make some ground as we worked our way down to the Boeing backstretch. That 53 car did a great job on just sticking it out in front of this field. And right now, not showing too much that's slowing that number 53 car down.
He's working. He's had a clean race all night. Running up near the front. Trying to get a little bit of luck on his side. A little bit of contact earlier between him and his Hilbrands, I think it was, right when they got into the wall there. But that's Darlington for you, man. That'll happen. So 73 laps in, almost halfway. Almost halfway as Aaron Smith continues to move up. He's going to take a move there in the Baumgarten.
Baumgarten moves up 1, and he's immediately going to lose 1 as well as Aaron Smith blitzes by him on the inside. Connie Gibson and Ty Marasco right behind. Still in the two-way fight as well. We're only 1 lap away from the halfway point as well in this race, so just ticking the laps away quickly.
Yeah, it's moving right along, isn't it? It's speeding right along. Only a couple yellows so far, or 2 or 3 yellows so far, but we are continuing to move down as you see Ty Marasco get past Connor Gibson. It's going to move Ty Marasco up to 9th place. Connor Gibson continuing to kind of fall back here now. Is he saving fuel? I wonder how many of these guys are saving fuel here. I mean, it doesn't hurt to stretch this out as far as you can go. You see Michael Thorpe Jr. starting to work his way back up toward the front after that spin. There goes Aaron Smith on another one. This time he's going to get past Michael Keithley into turn 3. Or is he? Keithley's going to hang on the outside. Should let him go. A little bit of stripe right there for Keithley as well. And we survive off to turn 4 and down to another lap.
Austin Edstrom now and Tanner Marr driving back to the inside. As Connie Gibson going to get himself more into the good position. Austin Edstrom, though, quickly to the inside as well, as Edstrom now going to fight his way back to the top 10. So the number 87 car makes that look, but again, having those serious connections. It's any time he actually tries to go side by side with anybody, he's going to have to get that looked at. That might be something that race control might get on his case about sooner or later. Keithley, Baumgarten, Marasco, all under a blanket line of stern.
Yeah, I mean, as a driver, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. It's similar to, you know, if you're driving a race car, let's say you're dripping oil on the track, or you're running a high, or I don't know, it's something going on that you know can impact your race, but you're not in control of. Of course, you know, if you got your kids in the room watching Netflix or something on 5 different devices, of course you can always yell at them and turn off that stuff, try to get a little more bandwidth on your computer. But who knows what it is? Could be his computer slowing him down, could be his internet connection. The fact that he did DC once already in the warm-up leads me to think it is relatively unstable. Obviously, you're seeing the connection go in and out. Race control can tell you to park the car. I mean, it could be a big enough distraction where, you know, they're going to take you off the track. Side by side here out turn 4. As we survive on, that's good. Baumgarten trying to get past Keithley here. Keithley doesn't want to give that one up. He's going to in turn 1. They're going to stay single file again, but yeah, Baumgarten had to fight for that one a little bit there off turn 4.
Further out the road, Kilrow, Williams, and Brian Dees exchanging positions again. There's Marasco securing the spot from Keithley. How about this, though? Michael Keithley trying to look back to the inside as they get off of turn 4. He's not going to be able to commit to that one, though. The over-under is not really a viable option at the racetrack like this. I mean, that relies on you being able to cause your opponent to slide way up the racetrack, and you are able to diamond off the corner. But where's your opponent going to slide up to when the racetrack's only a lane and a half wide?
Yeah, there's the challenge is there's so much grip coming off the turn 4. For whatever reason on this track, you can get on the throttle super early. As you see Tanner Marr there kiss the outside wall. You can get on the power super early off 3 and 4, and it kind of negates the outside run because you're up there on the outside. You're getting on the power at kind of the same time. So you can't really do the over-under if you're both getting on the power at the same time. So 1 and 2 is a good place to do it. 1 and 2 is a good place to do it. You can actually see guys do slide jobs in turn 1. I've watched Michael Thorpe Jr. try it a few times where you kind of go down in turn 1, all 4 wheels below the white line, try to slide up in front of the car, just like you see on a dirt track. You can pull that move off. I mean, 1 and 2 is typically where we're going to see the moves get done, or maybe going in 3. But coming up on pit stops here for, I'd say, about a third of the field, including your race leader in second place, Scott Shire. Both these guys should be coming in for pit stops here in the next 5-6 laps. And by the way, Nolan, green flag pit stops at Darlington are no joke.
No, they are not. I would not be surprised if we saw at least one car miss pit road or even go into the pit barrels. It's one of the two. I remember back when before it was called the TNGG IL Truck Series, now it's the SRA IL Truck Series. When they came here a few seasons ago, we had somebody that actually got flipped upside down because of those pit rows trying to enter pit road on the green flag stops.
How do you do that?
They hit the wall hard, rebounded up, the back was into the air, and then they got driven into the undercarriage by another, and that truck picked them up and over.
Oh my God. I guess they could happen, but I'm seeing a lot of guys saving fuel. A lot of guys are clutching into the corners, trying to stretch this run out as long as they can. So Benjamin Lacey, Scott Shire, 2 drivers that'll definitely be some of the first to pit here. The window is now open for fuel. Let's see how far they can stretch it out. Now from here, you definitely got at least one more stop to get to the end of the race. Just a matter of how much, you can't no stop from here. So you're gonna have to make at least one more pit stop. Of course, the longer you run here though, the less fuel you have to take on the next pit stop. So it's worth stretching out. If you only took tires once, it's worth throwing another set of tires on. Save that last one for the last lap or the last stint of the race. Side by side here between Terry Marasco and Bumgarden. As these, you see how much slower they're going now?
Oh no! Oh, Austin might have just been turned. Nope, he's still there. Marasco came up right when Austin blinked out, and he got a bit too close to the wall for comfort there.
Austin getting his Darlington stripe right there. I was just making the comment, look how much slower they're going now versus when the green flag came out on this run. You can just visibly see it. About 2 seconds slower a lap around this track as these tires get worn down. Wait for see somebody kind of start peeling off here for pit stops. Not seeing it yet. Austin's internet is all over the place right now. That's got to be distracting for people like Marasco, just trying to run his laps. And I mean, there's nothing Austin can do about it, but still, doesn't make it any easier for the guys around him.
John Osborne getting down the inside of Michael Keithley. At the Time Pod's number 5 Mustang picks up another spot from Office Depot as Osborne fights his way to the top 10. Aaron Smith, Season 2 winner here in the Gen 4s, now all over the back of Dalton Kilroe, trying to see if he's got something for that number 41, a competitor that used to be in the Final 4 for that 41 entry.
Smith's got a lot more speed here. Both these guys pitted on the same lap. Tires should be about the same age. Smith's going to try to make the run off turn 4. Gets under the inside turn 1. They're gonna look at Kilroe. He's not giving it up. He said, "No, sir. I'm not gonna let you buy me. Get out of here with that." Smith wisely backed out, settled in behind. And he's gonna have another look down turn 3.
He's not gonna stop trying for it. And Benjamin Lacey, race leader, is in a pit road. Green flag stops are underway, and Smith fights his way past Kilroe to take second.
Smith working his way up toward the front here. More cars in. Keithley's in. Tanner Marr is in. I'm gonna set my camera up on my connection over here. I'm gonna try to watch pit road entry to see if
Shire's coming in.
somebody's gonna miss this thing at some point.
Scott Shire, the next one, down into pit road, slowing it down. Brian Dees is in. Sean Williams is in. John Osborne comes down. David Lakey is in. So far, we're all clean.
Clean so far. Everybody's looking pretty good. It's going to give Aaron Smith the race lead. That is everybody that's been expected to pit
Smith is
on this
clutching
cycle.
too.
Smith trying to stretch it out. Now, if he can stretch this out to about lap number, let's say lap 110, he should be comfortable to get to the end and any green-white checkers he has to do. But can he go 20 more laps? I don't know. He went about 13 longer than the guys that are pitting now. But if he could stretch this out, he's in the wall up turn 2. That was a pretty solid hit, too.
He's not going to make it if he keeps making mistakes like that.
You could stretch this thing out till, oh man, honestly, if you could stretch it out to lap 105, you should be good to the end. That doesn't cover any of your green-white checkers, but that's why you want to stretch these fuels. That's why you always want to have extra fuel in your tank, Nolan. Like we talked about before. I mean, remember he was pitting every chance he got to top that tank off? That's why right there. So you can have that opportunity to get one less pit stop than your competitors.
Benjamin Lacey now cutting to the inside of Dustin Ping.
Makes that look
And-
easy.
Yeah, he's going to make that work. Not too much of a fight there. Just behind, coming out of turn 4 now. There's Tony Hilbrands right in front of Bob Berry. Fighting right now for 6th place on the racetrack, but that's, of course, still he has yet to cycle out with all the cars that just came down to pit road, about half the field's worth. Right now, we are waiting on the top 9 plus Ping to come down to pit road. Everybody else has come down to pit road. There you see Marasco losing out to Austin Edstrom.
And here's the thing, everybody that hasn't pitted so far only needs to make one more stop to the end of this race. Everyone else that just pitted has to pit again. So these guys you're looking at on track right now that have not pitted can go, okay, I saw that, but I'm not going to comment on it. So yes,
I wasn't going to say it either.
I thought he detonated for a second. 98, that's Ashmore. He's pitting a little earlier than I expected. But anyway, no, the guys up front here, they're about to make their last pit stop. Everyone else that you saw pit a minute ago that's currently a lap down, they still have to pit again. Because they're not going to make it on fuel.
Let's see with Darlington in these races, usually coming down either to last lap carnage or fuel. It's one of the two. It's never in between.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, the High Tide Racing League here, they do a great job of making the race distances just long enough where fuel's always a factor. I feel like it seems like the fuel tanks, you know, your race length is always like 3.3 stints or whatever it's going to be. And it definitely is here. You're hearing the guys lifting and coasting, trying to stretch these things out as far as they can. And but it's working. I mean, you look at the folks like Aaron Smith, who's been in pit road 4 times so far tonight. He's clutching his way around. He's gonna make it down to one last pit stop. He's gonna be done. If it goes to the green to the end, he's set, man. He's set. Even if a yellow comes out now, he's got a lap on the field. Of course, they'll get that lap back, but if they pit as well, then they won't. So I think it's a great strat.
Brian Dees and Sean Williams still on the racetrack fighting for 12th.
Dustin Ping's in pit road.
Uh-oh, Ashmore. He's hit the wall. That hood is not from netcode, and he is going to be forced to pit road. Bob Berry, Tony Hilbrands going along side by side. What the heck has happened to Ashmore? That happened at about the 30 seconds or so from when he left pit road to when he got back out onto the racetrack. So I'm willing to bet he overcorrected, went into the outside wall.
He's gonna be on the flat, getting back on the throttle. Getting on the powers. They're gonna step out on him. There it goes, starting to rotate. Starting to rotate, and then the overcorrect. No,
okay. Well, let's see. He left pit road at 59.29. He crashed at 1:19.
There it is.
Yep, there. Yep, 4. No, he still kept it together. So this had to have been out of turn 2 then.
New tires, gold tires. Yeah, look, you see how that car's got some oversteer in it. Got some loose in it. There it goes.
And
breaks the traction and smack. Oof.
Vicious hit into the inside wall, and that blew the motor. He did detonate it. Thorpe's in a pit road. So is Barry and Gibson.
Look at Smith stretching out. Remember, you're here. I mean, you can barely, you're right on the edge of the fuel window right now. At this point, if you pit, I mean, you're going to be, you got to save fuel to get to the end. But if you're someone like Aaron Smith Jr. or Kilrow or even Edstrom or Marasco, here he comes. Race leader's coming in right now.
Bob Barry and Connor Gibson both on their way out. There is the race leader. Kilbro stays out. He will take up the race lead now out of turn 4. Austin Edstrom for second. Marasco for third.
I mean, Smith was saving a ton. How are these guys going longer than he did?
Marasco's still clutching.
That's the secret. Use all 3 pedals in that race car. You should be able to make it. Kilro's coming in now. Edstrom's going to take the lead. Tanner Marr smacking the wall in 3 and 4, getting the stripe. Saw that. Edstrom, backup point. How far can he go on this tank of fuel? As now he is Michael Thorpe Jr. with fresh tires is very patiently waiting to get through 1 and 2 so he can make a move.
He's coming in here.
Here he goes. Can he make it down? Slow it down. Come on, Austin. Can't see where you're at. There he is. Oh, he's got it easy. Easy peasy. No problem. That's going to bring in Marasco as well. So those are the last cars that needed to pit on that cycle. They should be able to make it to the end. And I say should in the quotation marks that you can't see right now because that's right on the edge of the fuel window. They should make it. The green-white checkers throws all it out the window.
Dustin Pink, 2 laps to go, put down the fastest lap of the race, a 29.52, the fastest out of anybody so far this afternoon. There's Keithley, there's Smith. They're even now fighting it out for the 7th place spot. Marasco dropping all the way back in outside of the top 10, and Edstrom is in for a real long stop, and that's because he just blinked as he was coming back out onto the racetrack. So he is still on the lead lap.
Don't see any black flags or anything issued from race control. I think I was clean all the way through on the green flag cycle.
Oh, boy.
Remember, these tires got some grip on them, boys and girls. They got speed on them. That car will break loose coming off those corners, especially turn 2. You got them loaded up. Or if you get a little help. Oh, that was close off of turn 2 there. Keithley pushing. Or actually getting pushed by Bumgarden.
He's going to get through. That was the fight for 8th, and now Bumgarden's got his sights set on Aaron Smith up the road. The problem is Smith's on 3-lap pressure tires. So Smith should be able to drive away from Sam Bumgarden here pretty easily. He's going to be looking to run down Tanner Marr, who's now less than, well, not less than, but about 1.5 seconds up the road.
Yeah, I mean, he's running Smith down pretty handily. I wonder, does Smith not take tires, or is he saving a set in case he needs them, or? Oh, now he's starting to hold the gap. I don't know. I was deceived there for a moment. Looks like everything's starting to fall back where it should be. The cars all around the racetrack now. A few guys a lap down. Marasco's a lap down. Hilbrand lap down. Barry lap down. Side by side, Thorpe there. And yeah, I mean, Bumgarner is running down Smith. I don't know. Is Aaron saving the fuel because he wants to make sure he makes it to the end? Not a bad play.
Might be that one lap short.
Yeah, look at him. He's saying I'm not going to pit again. This goes green all the way to the end. He's set. Now he wouldn't be the. Well, I guess he is the first car in that sequence. So it'd be him, Kilroe, Edstrom, and Marasco are the 4 drivers that pitted the latest. That should be good to the end if they save the fuel. Looks like that's what Aaron Smith's doing. And if it goes green, he should be. I mean, he should be in a great spot.
Round the outside of Hilbrand's, Ty Marasco picking up a spot, making one up there on Hilbrand's here. This is the battle for the Lucky Dog spot, so if a caution does come out late, one of these 2 drivers would get it. And now Smith taking the spot away from Tanner Marr. Bumgarner having already gotten by. John Osborne, the next one up the road, and Osborne is looking on nervously out the back window.
So Nolan, if you're the crew chief right now, you got 2 different big strategies here. You got the one strategy where we know they're going to have to pit again. It's all the guys that pitted around lap 90, right? They're going to have to come in here with about 20 laps to go. Or if you're the likes of Aaron Smith, you should be good to the end. But like, what if a yellow comes out right now? Do you pit, pop off, put time? I mean, what if you're someone like Aaron Smith and the yellow comes out? You're kind of committed to it going green. I mean, do you stop and lose the track position, or do you just try to hang it out and run to the end with what you got?
I think you hang it out. Well, I mean, it depends on how much tires you have left, right? If you have another set left, I would say pit now. If you don't, though, I would say run it down. But if you have a set of tires, I would say pit, because this has gone green flag for so long. I mean, we're talking now about half the race now. This has been green flag running. You don't know if you're going to get another yellow flag. It's not like Richmond or Martinsville where you have that prediction. You have a pretty predictable pattern, right, of, oh, yeah, we're going to get another caution here pretty soon. I don't have to worry about it. You don't know if you're going to get another one. And you don't want to be that one guy that stays out when you have an extra set of tires and you get caught off guard by it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough spot to be. You got 2 different big strategies on the racetrack right now. At this stage, if you pit, you can make it to the end, pretty much guaranteed. So, is it worth it for some of these guys on track to maybe go for like an undercut? I know, and to stay out when the yellow comes out type thing. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you do to track? Because everybody's so spread out here. You got to get that track position somehow. And if everybody pits under yellow, well, you're not going to make it up that way. This is all the stuff you're thinking about when you're trying to drive the race car too around track like this, which is very difficult to do, and fumble through your black boxes, and drive the race car, and oh, by the way, someone's telling you to make some, probably in Discord, telling you to make some kind of pit thing. You're like, why? I don't want to. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
Marasco and Hilbrand still battling it out. There's Benjamin Lacey of the road. They're both trying to unlap themselves and Lacey to put themselves back onto the lead lap of this race. Marasco is going to be able to do just that. So now if a caution comes out, Marasco's already on the lead lap. He'll catch the tail of the field to be on the same lap as Lacey. Hilbrand's now will do the same, and that leaves now Bob Berry as the lucky dog driver.
Bob Berry, another one of these drivers that pitted late in the sequence. Should be good enough to go to the end if he stretches it out. Did you see the 23 car there of Tanner Marr getting overtaken by both Kilroe and Edstrom? Tanner Marr probably saving some fuel, trying to. He's got older tires than both these guys as well. So the guys that pitted around lap 90, if they run the tank empty, we'll have to pit in about 20 laps. They're about halfway through the run. Edstrom running down. Edstrom just right in the tire tracks of Kilroe here. Seems like he got his internet connection sorted out. I don't see him blinking anymore, so maybe the kids turned off Netflix.
These are two drivers as well that are quite familiar with each other's driving styles. They race each other in a different league over on Sunday nights. So they were already competing just last night, and in fact, Edstrom made it into the Final Four in that league by just 2 points, so he's no slouch when it comes to racing against guys like Dalton Kilroe. He knows what he's doing. He's showing that this afternoon with a solid top 10 run. John Osborne now being passed up by Dalton Kilroe, and Edstrom going to make short work of that number 5.
Yeah, Edstrom looking at having a good run tonight. Going to follow along with Kilroe there. They're both slowly working their way up toward the front. Both making up a ton of ground on Aaron Smith, by the way. Did Aaron just smack the, let me look at Aaron. I was looking up at the timing. And Smith was just, his time was just dropping down. Let me go back and see if he got the wall or something.
Might have. I see some right rear damage to that car now. I don't remember that being there earlier.
I don't see anything. I just looked up and I saw the timing just dropping down like he was,
It's right on board.
It looks clean.
Take a listen in. Clutching. He's still clutching. He's clutching real early as well. I don't think he's safe.
I mean, he's bored. Remember, he's the first one to pit under that group. We get the folks like Kilroe and Edstrom. They stayed out another 3 laps past where Austin did. Oh, Austin. I did it again where Aaron did. And he's trying to get to the end. He's committed to the strategy. He's trying to get to the end, but the strategy only works if you're able to keep the track position. Look further back. That black car coming. That's going to be Austin. That's going to be Dalton Kilroe and Austin Edstrom coming up hot, trying to take that position for what could be the race lead after these last pit stop cycle through.
Michael Keithley is in the pit road. Jonathan Canfield came down to pit road that last time by as well. David Lakey being put under pressure by Ty Marasco. As Marasco going to try to open up a door on the inside of that number 84 car. This right now the fight for the last spot inside the top 10.
You know, I was looking at the championship standings here, and I just realized we're actually halfway to the chase in this series, in this season. So, yeah, I mean, there's see Kilroe and Edstrom there getting by. The lap car, Dustin Ping. But yeah, I just realized we're halfway to the chase. So, yeah, I mean, I kept thinking it's a long season, and it really is, but at the same time, we're halfway, so you want to be kind of near the top half of that field to get in there. Top 12 advance the first round, obviously, but now if you're someone like Austin here, do you go for the move or do you kind of ride? Because you guys are making up good time here. You could tuck in behind.
Oh, we might have just had a car go around. I heard tires squealing up in turn 2 on the exit. Whatever it was, it looks like we're fine, but we cut to the turn 2 cam, and I heard the mother of all tires squeal.
Let me take a look. I'll do some investigating there real quick. Looking. Saw somebody come off pit road. No.
Maybe it was them kind of stepping the back end out, trying to power slide it to get back up to speed. Here comes Lacey to pit road from the lead.
Should be the last pit stop here for Lacey. Should be enough to get to the end from here. Going to give Scott Shire the race lead. Promote up Dees and Bumgarden into the top 3. Notice Aaron Smith is back on the throttle, no longer clutching all the way around the racetrack. I think he saw in the mirror these guys are running him down. Said enough of that. Put your foot back in and hope for the yellow to save fuel down the run, but shaping up to be a spicy finish here, Nolan.
Baumgarten driving it in deep to try to get around Brian Dees. And no dice so far for Dees. Still trying to hang on. There's Baumgarten now tracking to the inside line. So we work down to the turns 3 and 4. Aaron Smith right behind, making that strong look off of turn number 4. Smith gets around him as well, and Dees just has to pedal to keep it out of the outside wall.
So much grip around there on the inside. Those newer tires, just so much bite on the lower side of the racetrack. Aaron Smith continuing to work up toward the front. There's his targets right off the windscreen right now. You got 2 cars. You're going after the race lead. Edstrom's going to make a move on the inside of Sean Williams. Going to get that move done as he's sneaking through the field as well. Got some new tires here. Got some old tires here. Everybody kind of stepping on top of each other. You got to be careful. It can lead to some dangerous closing rates going in the corners, but so far so good. Almost 20 laps to go. Should start to see that last run of pit stops. Like we saw Lacey come in. Remember, Lacey kind of went for the undercut, pitted early. Look at this guy. 3 Edstrom, 3 wide.
A lot of cars under a blank for the top spots. Aaron Smith trying to cut his way through to the inside of Scott Shire. Contact! Lacey makes it 3 wide as Lacey tries to unlap himself. He'll get to the lead lap. Getting around 2 cars fighting for the race lead. He can't secure though. Still 3 wide. Around goes Baumgarten. Lacey hard into the wall. And there's the late race caution we were dreading. And that changes everything.
Unbelievable. Lacey with the fresh tires trying
Just
to unlap himself from the race leaders, trying to make it 3 wide in the turn 1. Backed out of it and then he got caught up in a the kerfuffle. Look at this. I mean, maybe here he's trying to get out of it. Edstrom's going to sneak through.
Yeah, that's...
Baumgarten's going to get tagged by Lakey into Lacey up into the 4-car Scott Shire. I mean, there were 3 different tire lives there on top of each other, and you got to have patience. You got to be patient there. And for Lacey.
That was a move made way too soon. I mean, there was no way that was ever going to work.
To be fair, it wasn't even his wreck. They wrecked in turn 1 above him, and he just got collected into it.
They wrecked, though, because they were checking up because he slipped back up from the racetrack. They don't know what that car's going to do. That's the reason why that second wreck even happened.
Possibly. Everybody's in. Aaron Smith's in, so we called it. If you get that yellow, Smith will top off on fuel, maybe get tires if he has them here. Who's staying? Anybody stay out? No, everybody's in. Everybody's in. The guys that were a lap down, your Dustin Pings, Tanner Marr, Osborne, Keithley, they're going to get the wave around. Aaron Smith, though, should be good for a quick splash of fuel here. Maybe some right side tires.
And
left. He's going to get all 4s. He had him saved in the bank just in case. And, man, he played that perfectly. Now he's got 4 tires, fuel to get to the end. Aaron Smith is looking really strong here tonight. Can he keep the likes of Edstrom and Sean Williams? Kilroe's up there as well. Can he keep them all at bay? We'll find out here in the next 20 laps.
Under 20 laps left to go when we return. It's the final runs from the Darlington Raceway. We'll be back in a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're back to Green Flag TV. Getty set to return. Back to Green Flag Racing this afternoon. A lot of cars are single file. Aaron Smith and Austin Edstrom side by side. Only 8 cars will start this run double file. We still have 16 on the lead lap, but a lot of them had to take waiver rounds.
How about Austin Edstrom up there? I haven't seen him race on oval tonight. It's good. That's cool to see him having a good run tonight up there with the likes of Aaron Smith. 17 to go. Let's bring it home, boys.
I think the first time we've seen Austin race was in the Wild West Motorsports Park race with the Toyotas, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he sent me over the wall into the Netherlands. I remember that.
We're back to green. Smith taking off. The rest of the field now in hot pursuit down to the turn numbers 1 and 2. At this point, any saving, any conservation is out the window. It's just a mad dash to the finish from here.
Yeah, Edstrom actually didn't get a great launch right there. Sean Williams got by him. Edstrom trying to get back on the inside turn 3, take that spot back. Side by side of turn 3. Williams is going to hang it around the outside. Edstrom on the inside. He's going to be able to get back on the power sooner and clear him off turn 4. Edstrom back up to P2.
Good drive there from Austin Edstrom. Further behind, Connor Gibson, Sam Bumgarden. Trying to make moves. You got Thorpe, you got Shire, you got Ping, all under a blanket, just a little bit behind as well. 15 laps to go. Single file working down the back straightaway. Marasco gets loose. Hilbrand says thank you very much. Connor Gibson trying to take advantage as well.
Connor Gibson going to throw it up the inside of Marasco. They're going to slide through 1 and 2, or slide through 3 and 4. Marasco's got a big run off turn 4. There's that second lane I've been looking for all night. He does it right. He should be able to clear him in the turn 1. Doesn't quite get there. Watch out on the wall up there. Car in the wall. That's going to be Bumgarden in the wall pretty hard. That's not a Darlington stripe. That's going to be a black eye on that car. He got clobbered there. It's going to push him back. He's having such a good run for him. Everybody get a little racy here, Nolan.
Can't blame him. You're under 15 laps to go. You got to make moves wherever you can find them. How about Dalton Kilbro? Fastest lap of the race last time by. He shoots up the inside and slide jobs. Sean Williams taking over the final podium position down the back straightaway.
I feel like Austin is running down Aaron Smith here for the race lead. Aaron Smith's kind of running that second lane there through 3 and 4. Should give him the run off the front straightaway. Yellow's out.
Couldn't make it. Not sure from what or where.
I think John Osborne may have been involved there.
Baumgart is way down the field now, further than he was before as well.
Oh, that car is messed up. He clobbered 3 and 4. Then he clobbered again off turn 2.
Have you found it? Do we know what brought that yellow out?
I don't know. Something with John Osborne, because his chat has been disabled from race control as well. So apparently, whatever it was,
that's not a good sign.
he was not happy. It was actually it's John Osborne and Michael Keepley coming off turn 2.
It may have been thrown because his caution. The caution was thrown because of his chat. Race control, bad caution. There wasn't an incident for that.
Well, there was definitely an incident. John Osborne got beaten around like a pinball machine back there on the back straightaway. You pull him up on lap 138 off the turn, going into turn 1, you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, he got hit? Michael Keepley got in the back of him. Yeah, watch this. So this is John Osborne in the turn 1. Watch Keepley from behind.
Oh,
right there.
Wow, no kidding.
And then it's not done. Watch, they're going to keep going.
Oh dear.
This is where it gets messy. Watch this.
Yeah, up into the outside wall. He got loose.
And he's still, and then he gets hit again. And again.
Jeez.
That's the pinball machine I was talking about. That tied washing machine there.
He was seesawing the crap out of that wheel there. Take a look at this.
Well, I think the car was damaged a little bit, and it just wasn't ever really gathered back up. Then he got hit from Bumgarden there as well. He got hit by 3 cars there in about half a lap, so.
That's why I brought Baumgarten here. He had a front row seat to all of this.
He got a 4X out of the deal, too. He's going to kiss the wall there coming out the corner. And so I can only imagine what John was saying in the chat. So now they're starting to get a little messy up there. Here comes Bumgarden with a full head of steam off turn 4. going to catch the wall again and just, yeah, he never even slowed down. It's right at the back of him.
Well, he slowed down about 5 miles an hour.
He lifted. But, all right, 10 to go.
The point is, while that was an incident, that wouldn't have been one that a caution was thrown for, because nobody ever went fully around. Now, whether or not it warranted a caution is up for debate, but that was not going to be a yellow flag had they kept that straight. So that was just a little bit of a misclick, but I guess it works out. It was a wreck, sort of. It'll count. We'll count it.
It's gonna be a spicy finish here. I got a crazy feeling. We're gonna have at least another yellow. I don't think from here you're gonna be able to run very civilly, you know. Who's gonna survive here, Nolan? I don't know. This is gonna be spicy. Now, the last restart though, Harry Smith got such a great launch over Edstrom here. I'm wondering, can you do it again? Or maybe Edstrom can make the adjustment, stay with him. We've seen a couple restarts too where they go side by side in the turn one, but definitely wasn't the last one. Smith's chosen the outside lane here.
It's a bold choice.
I mean, you get better bite maybe. I don't know. Edstrom wiggling the tires. That's what they do on TV. Makes them look good. Like it.
8 laps the distance. You're in round number 8 of the HTRL MFRD Premier Series. iRacing pace car. Off. Smith and Edstrom working back to the restart zone. Green flag's out. We're back to it.
Edstrom got a much better launch that time. Smith's not able to pull away. Into turn one, off of turn two. Are we all going to make it the first half a lap? Let's see on turn 4. It's going to be Smith. Edstrom side by side for third between Williams and Kilroe. Then a big gaggle of cars behind them.
Oh, hard at the wall for Tony Hilbrand. Spun by Michael Thorpe Jr. Back up into traffic, and it's the big one. Multi-car pileup over there in turn 4. And that will put us dangerously close to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, so, well, everybody had that last pit stop, so I guess they're good on fuel now, right? But, so what happened here? Looking at Michael Thorpe Jr. Gonna be on the outside here.
Hilbrand slides up. Bit of net code.
A little bit of net code, and then it just goes crazy from there. Yeah. Gibson involved.
Marr, Ping,
look,
Keithley,
Barry sneaked
Shire
through there. Barry did an awesome job of working through that mess.
A couple of cars did. Take another look. These are the same 2 cars, by the way, that came to blows at Indianapolis as well, which led to Hilbrand's one race suspension. Not saying that's at all related to it, but I'm just saying, I mean, chalk one more up between that little rivalry that's starting to bloom there.
I mean, Thorpe was running maybe a foot or 2 lower than he should have been, and Hilbrand's running a foot or 2 higher than he should have been. They're both leaning on each other there a little bit. They could have given a little bit. Yeah. I mean, that's a racing deal. You can't say that was really intentional, but the rivalry will definitely be cooking a little deeper after that, though, regardless, right?
Bob Barry.
Bob had a great view. Watch this. He's going to be up against the wall. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to sneak past that one, and then it ain't done. Look, he's going to sneak I mean, so good on that to avoid, to get off the throttle, slow down.
And then there's Baumgarten.
Ugh, that's so sketchy. I don't know if that car is going to roll up or not.
Yeah. Sometimes just got to lock it down.
Listen, we're getting late in the race, man. You try to go for gaps that might not entirely be there. You're going to lean on each other a little bit. Those wrecks will happen. But you're right. I mean, we're going to have a restart here with at least 3 to go.
I think it'll be 3. I don't think they're going to extend this out another lap unless something big happens on the 1 to go. So I think we'll have a 3-lap dash to close racing action out tonight.
What's your pick here tonight, Nolan? What do you think is going to happen?
I think Smith. I mean, he's just able to get such a good launch, and that's the thing that wins races this late in the game, right? It's how good of a launch you can get. You know, how good the guy behind you is at trying to run you down doesn't matter if they don't have the time to do it.
That's it. I mean, we've seen the launch make such a big deal. Just as you said, you got to have time to run them down and then get past them.
If Edstrom is side by side going into 3 and 4, it's over. There's no way he's going to catch Smith.
And that depends how quick Sean Williams is behind him, right? So Aaron Smith going for his 3rd win of the season. Hasn't been able to race every race so far this season. Kind of the good finish, bad finish, good finish, bad finish type scenario for him. But 3rd win of the season in 8 races is a pretty strong showing. We'll give him some good points to add up to his point total here.
Inside, going
He's
defensive
going to
this
use
time.
the inside lane this time, absolutely.
I think you got it. You got to take that more defensive line this time around, this late in the game.
Look how far back Edstrom is. Trying to make sure he's got a good visual out the windscreen so he can see Aaron Smith Jr. When you're side by side, sometimes you can't see him go. By the time he gets to 3 and 4, maybe he's going to try to get the run. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I mean, if you're in the ovals, unless you got like the triple monitors, you can see the guy out the window on your left. It's hard. It's easy to get lost in these restarts. So hanging back a little bit, it's not a bad play. It does open the door for someone like Sean Williams to get a run up the inside of turn 1. But that's why they hang back that way. They hang back so they can see the car next to them. Here we go. Oh, he doesn't get the launch. Smith gets a great launch that time. Edstrom did not go. Sean Williams going to go up the inside of turn number 1. Edstrom's going to hang it up on the outside. Edstrom with a throttle right in the middle of the corner says, no way, I'm keeping it. That's going to power him up to 2nd place.
Oh, look out! Hard into the wall for Sean Williams. Slide it back up. Caution in overtime. Canfield catches the wall. And just like that, Smith's got to do it all over again.
Sean Williams and Kilroe there coming off turn 2, just washing up into each other. Kilroe was on the outside, Sean Williams on the inside, washed right up into it. That'll happen. It gets really tight there, and it doesn't take much to turn these cars around. Or was it actually rear? What happened? I thought they were side by side. They are. There goes Kilroe shooting on the outside. Oh, he got a little help from was that Marasco?
No, it was with Kilroe. Kilroe, I think, door checked him a little bit.
I think Marasco. I mean, maybe I didn't see. Let's look at it one more time. I thought Marasco may have had a little nudge there from the back. Watch the white car here. Does he get in the back? Or maybe it's a combination of both. Either way, it just. I mean, for Sean Williams. That's not the way you want to end the night, man. Not at all. Right on board.
Already loose. Right there, he gets door checked.
Show me Marasco as well, just for the sake. I think it may have been a combination of all 3. Not sure which one's actually the final blow. How close does Marasco get here as well? Because Marasco's trying to run down.
He actually shoved him into Kilroe's door.
Yeah. Sean Williams didn't have a chance there.
Probably would have been fine if Kilroe hadn't been alongside him.
Now, I want to see what race control does here. Man, we've seen race control giving black flags for causing yellows. And so I'm going to pull up the race control channel and see what they're saying here. It hasn't said anything yet, but I've seen that a few times. I mean, that was definitely an assisted. I mean, you can't blame. I mean, Sean Williams is running his race there. He gets turned. So I don't know. We'll see. But we are definitely in the green-white checker territory. Who got enough gas to get to the end? How many times are we going to go? Is it unlimited, Nolan? Is that how it works here?
No, you get 3.
You get 3. Okay. So just not an infinite limit. But yeah, I mean, again, last restart. I mean, Aaron Smith got a great jump, and Edstrom did not. So we've seen Edstrom have good starts, bad starts. So which way are we gonna go? Seems like the inside lane is what gives Aaron Smith the great restarts, by the way.
I would be shocked if he took anything other than the inside again, unless he's trying to play mind games.
I mean, anytime he's been on the bottom, he's had a much better restart than he's had on the outside. It doesn't make sense for him to go to the outside here anymore. Get the launch over Edstrom. Now, here's the difference now. Sean Williams is out of the picture. Now you got Dalton Kilrow up there. Your championship leader is up in the mix. He's trying to get points. Obviously, he's established himself as a quick driver this season in these cars. Will he be able to keep up with Aaron Smith? He's got a much clearer picture of what the race leader is doing. He's looking at him straight out the front of his car. Or like Austin, again, kind of looking at him from the side of his car. It's not as easy there. So let's see.
Outside. He's playing mind games here. He's changing it up. I like it. Keep him on their toes. Keep him guessing. Keeps them from getting a rhythm settled in.
Hillbrand's given end of line from race control to prevent the field from getting black flags. He must have been out of position.
Yeah, he's probably trying to. He's probably trying to catch up.
Trying to catch up. Yeah.
But he's just caught him now.
Look at that car. Look at the right front. You see the right front on Hillbrand's car?
You can see it from here. Yeah, that is absolutely what he's doing. So he's done that deliberately. He has deliberately put himself at the back of the field because he wants to try to avoid from giving the whole field black flags by passing him before the line. Because that car is not going to be up to pace.
Oh, this time it's going to be Edstrom on the inside. Aaron Smith on the outside. Marasco is going to be pushing Smith. Kilrow is going to be pushing Edstrom. Restart attempt number 2. Let's do it.
First full attempt at overtime. To the green flag. Oh, Marasco tried to jump it. Smith caught him, though. And he's clear by the time they get to 1.
Edstrom there trying to hang on. Seems like every restart he's trying to hang on to the best of his abilities. Big wreck at turn 1 and 2. Bob Berry's around in the outside fence. He had a bunch of other cars up there with him when I looked over. And we'll do it again.
This is what I was afraid of. It was so good for so long, and it's starting to fall apart. People just making moves that they normally wouldn't make on any other restart.
You got Bob Berry here. He's going to be up under the inside of Brian Dees.
More net code coming together.
Yeah. I mean, Dees couldn't go anywhere there. I mean, Berry kind of washed up.
Ooh, Osborne. And then Lakey
coming in. Yeah. Yeah, I can't blame Berry, or I can't blame Dees there. I mean, Berry was kind of washing up. Well, that's all it takes, right? It's all it takes. This track's not wide. This is why you don't see guys going too wide a lot. It requires a little bit of margin, between the cars, and we're not seeing it here in the late stages.
Got to give a little, you got to take a little, right?
Yeah, the net code. I mean, and net code play. You got to anticipate the net code too. You can't drive these like real cars and kind of lean on each other. Especially, we've seen so many left front and right rear hooks. Unfortunately, the car on the inside is going to lose that every time. just seen that over and over again.
Get away with
The
that
question
here in
is-
the mini stocks. Oh, that's Satman getting the lucky dog.
Yeah. I just wonder, I mean, now, who's got fuel to the end here? Because we're getting pretty late into it. Should we get 3 attempts? We're going to be working the second attempt. But
I think everybody does. I mean, they all pitted with only 20 laps to go. There's no way they didn't take overtime into account with that.
yeah, but, I mean, 3 overtimes? I don't know. It's a lot.
I would. Knowing how common it is to get more than 1 overtime attempt, I certainly would.
Here. Okay.
John Osborne had a very near miss with all of this. Take a ride on board.
Yeah, you can see the net. Look at the net code there. There's a foot between those cars in that angle. Wow.
Look at the angle here and how close that was. To junk it up to time pause number 5 as well.
It's been an eventful night for John Osborne tonight. He's found himself in a few altercations, to say the least. But somehow, by the way, through all that, Edstrom is now in 3rd. Marasco up to 2nd. I guess when the yellow flag came out. But that's going to give Edstrom the preferred spot. I think the 3rd position is really one of the best, aside from Aaron Smith himself being the race leader. The next best spot is 3rd place. And that's where Edstrom is now. So instead of being on defense, he can be on attack, and he can go after Marasco this time.
Bird for race control. If there's another one, they're letting it go. I think that's another single car incident like the one we just saw. Obviously, if it's a big pile of it, I imagine they'd have to throw it.
Not sure what that means, going to let this go. Because
the
one just won. The last one wasn't a single car. There were like 3 cars in that.
I think we're going to lax up on the caution policy is all.
Okay.
I can see it. I mean, it sucks to have a race end when you have a bunch of, a bunch of wrecks where only 1 car is fully spun around. I've had to deal with races like that, and let me tell you what, it pisses a lot of people off.
Oh no, Austin's look at Austin's netcode or internet going in and out again. Now's not the time for that, Austin.
Again, Smith taking the outside.
Here we go. Let's do it. Bring it home.
I still think Smith takes this. I mean, he's been so good off the launch, and it usually takes about 2 laps just to run somebody down around here.
Yeah, the only way he doesn't win this is if he doesn't have the gas to get there, but there's no indication that's even a factor for him right now. But Edstrom's actually down there behind Marasco because Smith took the outside lane. That's going to give... Who's that on that? Is that Dalton Kilrow up there. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Out of turn 4. Coming down to the wire. Smith jumps into the restart zone. We're back to green of the field. Taking off down to turn number 1.
Smith again, great jump. Marasco got a decent one there too. He's still close enough to make a move. There goes Edstrom on the inside of Marasco. Off in turn 2. It's been a tricky spot. Who's going to survive? Marasco's going to get the wall. He's going to take out Kilrow. Championship leader around. They're going to gather it up. Everybody gathers it up.
No, Marasco's lost it.
Marasco's around. No yellow yet. He's going to get tagged by Bumgarden there. No yellow. We're still going. White flag. It's going to be Smith. It's going to be Edstrom. And now Connor Gibson up to the top 3.
Aaron Smith charging round the high side of turn numbers 1 and 2 to the going backstretch for the final time. Edstrom nowhere close. Aaron Smith took the win in the photo finish the last time we were out here. This time, he's able to take you by a different zip code. Aaron Smith tames the lady in black.
3rd win of the season for Aaron Smith. Nicely done. Brings it home. Austin Edstrom up there, P2 tonight. Great job from Austin. Get a look at the kerfuffle again. Marasco is fighting that car all the way down the back straightaway. He gets hit by Bumgarden there. And Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. It's the guys up front. Yeah, it's been kind of a coin flip. Everybody's been up there. Some have made it, some have not. People that really got the worst out of that, though, are people like Dalton Kilroe. Dalton Kilroe was up there running in the top 3. Championship leaders just lost a whole bunch of points, but your race leader tonight, Aaron Smith, shows up, gets the win.
Tried to repeat.
Burn it down for the fans.
He tried to repeat his burnout spectacle from the Gen 4 era, and if you haven't seen that, it's on the league spotlights. Absolutely go back and give it a watch, but not able to recreate it this afternoon. That would have been a wild sight to see, though, in a B-class car. He still puts on a decent show, though, taking his 3rd win of the season, the first driver to take 3 in season number 3. Want to get one more look back on everything that went down there, coming down in towards the back straightaway, because they got messy back here as all of this went down.
Keep an eye on Marasco there. He's in the first car on the inside lane. So this all starts coming off of turn 2. I mean, he's looking racy there and couldn't quite get it to stick. Edstrom's going to get by. Kilroe's going to stick a nose under, which is, I don't think, Marasco got the wall off of 2 that sent him up with the Kilroe, and then
look at Brian Dees down here. Marasco's going to lose it, but
Kilroe did. Wow.
Yeah, I think he got drilled in the wall again because Brian Dees just went full send. It's a messy second to last lap.
Twice. Unbelievable. What a finish. What a race.
A messy second to last lap, but still, we bring racing action this afternoon to a close. And from the Darlington Raceway, it is Aaron Smith taking the 2nd win of the row at this historic venue. Austin Edstrom with 2nd, Connor Gibson with 3rd, Pink 4th, Shire in 5th, and it was John Osborne, Tanner Marr, David Lakey, Dalton Kilroe, Brian Dees for the top 10, with Sam Baumgarten and Ty Marasco both way down the field, but still finishing on the lead lap.
Drivers that did not finish on the lead lap starting down there in P13th, Paul Satmary. It's going to be Bob Berry in 14th, Michael Thorpe Jr. in 15th, Tony Hilbrand 16th, Sean Williams 17th, and Michael Keithley 18th, John Canfield 19th, Benjamin Lacey 20th, Michael Ashmore 21st, Larry Bell 22nd, Nick Osipek 23rd, Michael Chastain 24th, running out your field is going to be Hunter Lagunas in 25th.
So that'll do it then this afternoon. Let's take a rundown and give a chit chat here once again to all the drivers that come home on the steps of the podium this afternoon. First off, it'll be, of course, Aaron Smith as he takes his 3rd race win in season number 3. And Aaron, this one comes at a very historic venue. You were just able to take it by the skin of your teeth last time it came out here in Gen 4s. This time, you're able to take it with a bit more of a walk-off format. And tell you what, that was still a good run for you as you were able to put down a solid outing after starting this race from pole.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd come down to a fuel mileage race. I think I had enough to make it to the end, but with Austin and all those guys flying up on me there during that long green flag run, I don't know if I would have been able to stay out front. I knew I had the tires, but I was pretty close on fuel. But yeah, we had those last few cautions, and I had a couple times where I had a driver behind me that I was working with, the Discord, and we'd count down the restarts and all that. But they all wrecked, so I was all on my lonesome there in those last few, and fortunately they all worked out for me.
Saw some indecision from you when it came down to those final restarts as well. It was outside, then inside, then back to the outside for the last 2. What was the decisions between changing up the lanes like that in the restarts?
Yeah, I knew if I let Austin get a good restart, it would be a lot of trouble for me there. So I wanted to kind of line him up in the worst place I could, and I guess it worked out for him. He made it through that last incident, which was certainly good. But yeah, one more restart and I might have been cooked.
Well, next week, we'll return to the HTRL MFRD Premier Series. We go racing. Checking the schedule here real quick. It's going to be in Las Vegas, America's gambling capital. The last time we were at a D-shaped oval, it was at Chicagoland. And boy, we saw some wild rides over there. Are we going to be seeing you back out on the 11th?
I hope. Oh, no, I'm not going to be home. Never mind. But I'll be back the next week if it's not a playoff race. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good rest of the season.
Well, good news. There's still a good number of races left before we're into the playoffs. So, still plenty of races for you to be out. We'll see you at Pocono then in 2.
Sounds good.
Aaron Smith takes home his 3rd win of the season this afternoon. That'll bring up one Austin Edstrom for the first time on a podium interview down on the driver's side of things. He is standing by with Chris Hannigan.
Austin, it's been a great night for you. First time seeing you here in the Hot Town Racing League for me anyway, but you got yourself a top 3 finish. Those last handful of restarts seemed like you never could quite get a clean launch. You always had to do some defending or elbows out going into turn 1. What were those last 3 or 4 restarts like trying to keep up there with that with Aaron Smith?
3 or 4, man, it felt like 6 or 7. I just my POV's so zoomed in, I can't really see the car next to me on these restarts whenever I'm starting second, so I just get a terrible jump, and we could just never go green. Every time I would get clear, I was like, all right, if we could just stay green this time, I could maybe run them down and give them a shot, and it would just never happen. And then finally I got the opportunity on the last one and coming out of 4 to take the white. I got just a little too low and touched the apron and backed in, stepped out, cost me 2/10, and that was it. So a little frustrated because I felt like I had a good car, led a good amount of laps, but just once that one caution came out with about 20 or so to go, they just didn't stop coming.
You're right. You had a good car. You're up there all night. It seemed like your internet was kind of going in and out. I don't know if it was like from your car perspective, but there was one restart there where you actually, I mean, I think on the restart that prior to it, Marasco got by you and you actually started 3rd, but then the way that Aaron chose the outside lane, you were on the inside. You actually kind of started there on the inside of the 2nd row, and it was kind of awkward, but you actually worked out in your favor because you missed the big wreck with Marasco and everyone behind you.
Yeah, and like I said, at that point, I thought it was going to work out well for me. I made a good move to the inside of Ty to get second from him before him and Dalton had their issue coming out of 2. And I just, like I said, just coming through 3 and 4, I felt like I had a good chance on Aaron because I was just rolling the bottom of 3, and 3 and 4 so good all night, but just bit off a little bit more than I could chew. And the bottom of 4, I mean, I wasn't too far behind him and lost a good chunk of time. So good first showing here. I was happy to see that it was Darlington tonight in the B car and felt like I had a good showing. So had a good amount of fun and can't wait to see if I can continue doing this the rest of the season.
We're going to see you come back and look some more?
I hope so. That's the plan.
Awesome. Well, if you can do good at the B car in Darlington, you probably do good anywhere. So great job tonight. We'll see you next time, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddies. Y'all have a good one.
See you, man. All right, let's pass it up to 3rd place. Connor Gibson checking in with Nolan Rimple.
A solid, good finish there for Connor Gibson as well. And Connor, for you, this is big points on the day for you. It's not just your first top 10, not just your first top 5, but it's also your first podium of the season. It's got to feel good to finally take this one away.
Oh, it does. It's been a difficult go this season. Between me screwing up and bad luck, it's been pretty challenging, so I'm glad to finally. I was just hoping for a top 10 tonight, and I realized I had a pretty good car, so I would have been happy with 10th, but 3rd is a lot better, so I'll take it.
You had to make the drive from back to front today, working up 19 positions, the hard charger of the race. What was it like having to work your way all the way from the back all the way to the front with such a varying array of pit strategies?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of it was just dodge the wrecks near the end there, but for the 3rd run when I stretched it long and everybody else pit around me, and then the caution came out at the right time, that was when I realized I was in for a good run.
Of course, we look forward now to how things are going to be shaking on up for you. You, of course, have been one of the guys that's been making regular appearances this season as per the usual. Next week, it's a swing out west to Vegas. How do you think this is going to go for our Western swing?
I feel a lot more confident going into Vegas than I did going in tonight, but I guess tonight worked out well, so hoping to match or better the result next week.
Sounds like a plan. We'll get set then to see you when we go racing next week. Congratulations on taking a solid drive this afternoon. We'll see you then.
See you.
Connor Gibson comes home 3rd place. It's his first podium of the season, and I believe possibly his first in his HTRL career as well. So potentially an even bigger milestone for him. But, well, Chris, you're not going to be with me next week. We're going to get Derek Watson to the booth from here on out. I know you're going to have to take a step back after this one, but Las Vegas is up next week. Your thoughts as we get set to say goodbye to the good old East and swing on out west?
Oh man, it's such a fast track out there. It's a great track to race on. It's a bumpy track in iRacing, especially in 3 and 4. It's so fun. Yeah, I'll miss it. It's been fun hanging out while we're here, and I'm sure it'll be in more capable hands moving forward. So look forward to watching the rest of the season, though. This championship battle is spicy already, and I'm here for it.
Still a long way to go here in the High Tide Race League MF Racing Designs Premier Series. When we return to racing action on Green Flag TV, it'll be tomorrow night where the OMSRL Cup Series finally gets set to close out their championship as they have their own Western swing out to the Auto Club Speedway. 4 drivers, Connor LaFrance, Grant Peterson, Spencer Ray, and Austin Gassio, all looking to see who will fight it out. Winner takes all over in Fontana. For the Beer League, it's a swing to Spain to one of Spain's most premier motorsport circuits at Circuito de Navarra. And then, of course, Speed gets set to get down and dirty with some good old short track racing at the Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. So they get set to close out their season with only 2 races left on the docket. Don't forget as well to tune in this Sunday to Classic IndyCar Series Bump Day. Pole Day was a true spectacle to behold. And we get set to close out the remaining 9 cars on the grid on Sunday afternoon. And tucked into the middle of all of that is, of course, going to be the SRI Mini Stock Series and the ASRL Next Gen Cup Series. For now, if you want to find out more about who we are, what we can offer you, check us out today at www.greenflightv.com. My name is Nolan Rempel. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week in Vegas.